I think a lot of what we are seeing in the present has roots in the past, and it's important to remember that so much of what we talk about today, we have to put it in context, and remember our history so that we can better move forward. My name is Yaa Gyasi, and I am the author of Homegoing. Homegoing is a novel that follows the family lineage of two half-sisters. The first sister, Effia, is the wife of the British governor of the Cape Coast Castle, which is a slave castle that still stands in Cape Coast, Ghana. The second sister, Esi, is kept in the castle as a slave before being sent to America. So the novel follows the descendants of either sister as they go down the line for about 250 years. I wrote the book chronologically and just began each new chapter by researching the time period. I knew pretty early on that I wanted to cover a really large swath of time. I felt like it was important to be able to kind of see history as it moved over, 250 or so years. I think the characters that stick out to me are the ones that kind of taught me something new about the history or the time period. There's a character named H whose chapter takes place in a coal mine after he's been arrested and convicted and sentenced to work in this coal mine for, I think, about 10 years through the convict leasing system in Alabama. And that was a part of Alabama's history, America's history, that I knew so little about. And so to research that for H's chapter, I think just kind of gives me a new fondness for that character. Just speaking for myself, I grew up in Alabama, and yet I had a very different, cultural heritage and background than most African Americans who grow up in the South, because my family immigrated from Ghana. And so I think oftentimes in America there's this tendency to kind of lump everybody in together by race without kind of thinking about the nuances of their background, their ethnicity. And this book was a way to kind of explore what it means to be Black in America, both as a Black immigrant or as an African American. Things have gotten a lot better in publishing for Black writers. This year alone there have been several books published in the States written by Black writers, Colson Whitehead, Caitlin Greenidge, Nicole Dennis Benn, Britt Bennett. And so it's really great to be among them. I think the publishing industry as a whole still has a very long way to go, particularly in the background, people who are working on these novels. And so hopefully that also starts to kind of reflect the general public and changes start to be made in that direction as well. It's been wonderful to see the book published. I think this is something I've wanted to do since I was a very small child, and so I think every day I'm kind of in disbelief that I get to do it, and not only that I get to do it, but that it's been received so well has been truly remarkable to me.